All right, what's up, guys? This is Tom Burkart for Revs Daily. We are in the Nissan Juke NISMO RS. Very fun car. This car is a real favorite. Got to spend some time in the regular Juke NISMO last year, but it was the automatic with all-wheel drive. So this is a significantly different vehicle. As the RS, it is front-wheel drive and has extra power. So we have 215 horsepower in this machine. We've got Recaro seats. It's been lightweighted as well as reinforced in terms of chassis stiffness. We've got a bunch of other highlights here. We've got ECU changes, revised exhausts with so bigger exhaust, limited slip diff in the front, revised suspension and steering, and then it's got, of course, the Juke NISMO upgrades, bigger brakes, and but the whole car is just really fun. Yes, sir.
Keep your following distance at 2 car lengths.
Closer?
Don't go back, then they slow down.
Okay. All right. So, these track drives can be pretty intense because everyone's getting in, shuffling through a lot of cars in one day. So it in many ways, it's really great to be able to see cars back to back and get to sense their the handling balance that you might only be able to notice on like a really twisty mountain road. You can get a sense of that on a track drive, even if it's lead follow like we're doing now. And it's really illustrative. It lets you get a good sense of what the car's power is and the feel for the brake, steering, and overall grip package. With the Nissan Juke NISMO, I mean, this car is really affordable as the Juke NISMO RS front-wheel drive. So there's a big price jump for the all-wheel drive model in the NISMO RS. So the front-wheel drive stickers at $23,000 or $23,170, and then the NISMO RS all-wheel drive is actually $28,120. So that's a jump of $5,000. So that's not an insignificant bump to get that automatic transmission, which is standard on the all-wheel drive model. If I were you, I think I would generally recommend going for the front drive version because it does have more power. Or excuse me, it has that limited slip diff and the ability to have more control of the power, so you can keep it on boost and do everything like that. Similar to the regular Nissan Juke, there's a D mode here in terms with normal, sport, and eco. And most cars, I mean, in my experience, probably yours as well, I mean, you really, you can put it in sport mode, but it's like, but it doesn't seem to make that much of a difference in the way the cars behave. With the Juke NISMO, it makes a huge difference. So in sport mode, I mean, obviously the boost just goes way up, and car makers have to have the settings in the default normal, like when you start the car, so that when they do the EPA testing, they can they can get really good numbers. This car has above 30 miles per gallon for a big 215 horsepower 1.6 liter. You can definitely feel the limited slip pulling its weight, doing its thing. Oh shit! We're supposed to keep it tight, as you heard the man say. Transmission feels really good. I mean, of course, getting out of a GTR, which was the car I drove just before this, it's very hard to be really thrilled with any machine because, and the GTR is behind me right now too. But I like the Juke. Oh, I think it's really fun. It's really tossable, and it feels good. You can smell brakes or clutch. I'm not sure if that's me or one of the guys in front of me. But the car's really eager. So the limited slip differential really helps this car to deliver the speed, where it might otherwise just sort of be washing out and unable to put the power down. The limited slip diff is lets you stay on it and keep the revs up. So we are not heel toeing right now. So the Juke NISMO is quickest in a straight line. It feels like even in this setting with TCS on, it might be limiting power a little bit around corners. Perhaps it's like a torque steer strategy. Oh, it's really hanging on. I mean, this car is really fun. Really, really fun. Feels good. Pretty quick too. One of my complaints about the regular Juke NISMO all-wheel drive is that it feels quick around town, and in sport mode especially. But on the highway, it really seems to run out of puff. Whereas this car seems to have good top end and good pull even at you know, above highway speeds. Got my backpack clunking around down there. Sorry about that. Up with the big boys. We got an ATS in front of us, Corvette Stingray convertible, GTR behind us, GTR behind him. This feels a little more like a regular track day. Because it is a less powerful car, I'm having to work a lot harder than I was in some of the in the GTR and the RCF for sure, to keep pace with this track lap. I think the Corvette track leader is a little bit more enthusiastic than the Cadillac CTS-V Coupe track leader as well. The car feels really fun. The steering is heavier and more feelsome than I remember. Singing it way out. I mean, you could see me, I mean, I'm sure you could see my stupid face, like trying to work pretty hard to keep this car going really fast with a GTR behind me and these intense sports cars in front. Oh, I forgot to turn the camera. I've been trying to turn the camera to the windshield, but the Juke NISMO RS, you know, is highly recommended. I mean, at 23 grand, you're basically, your competitive set, I mean, you're looking at like Fiesta ST, other, you know, in terms of other new cars that would deliver this level of entertainment value and fun performance. I mean, you're really looking at a pretty limited group of vehicles. So in that case, you know, I would highly recommend you take a look at the Juke. It's so fun. It's really fun. You work it hard, but it's very rewarding. And that's all I got for now. We'll take some pictures and write up the review. All right, we'll see you guys later. This has been Tom Burkart for Car Revs Daily. Thanks.